Another week, another vlog, guys. And in this vlog, this is me right now. I'm deloading. So it's a Friday, so I'm 5 days deep into my deload. Next week's my active recovery week. I'm actually going hiking for that, so I'll talk more about that next week. But this week I wanted to talk to you about, essentially, that active recovery week is pre-prep. And this week, or recently, I purchased some things that are going to be useful for prep, and I'm going to walk you through some of those. And one of them is going to be particularly interesting, I think, and that is because it is this. So this is a weighted vest. I have one here. I also have one on the floor, which I will show you. And this is a 5 kilo weighted vest. The other one is 10 kilos. You can get different ones, so you can get ones whereby you can get ones that are kind of, you can manipulate the weight and put weights in, take weights out, but they're very expensive and or not very comfortable. Pascal put me towards this style of one, which as you saw, super easy to put on. I then just strapped it across as so. And this one, I mean, really doesn't feel like much is on me at all, actually. And it just sits quite nicely. So if I do a turn, you can see my back. So this one sits quite nicely, but I wouldn't be wanting to sit in it very much because that's part of the point of it. So one of the reasons you might wear a weighted vest, and if you don't know James Krieger, he did a lot of work into this and talked through kind of the mechanisms involved to why you might want to wear a weighted vest. And obviously one of them is if you've got more weight on you. We know even our basal metabolic rate is closely related to our body weight. So if you have more weight on you, you're moving that around, you're kind of having to hold that. It's going to increase your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's going to just increase your baseline energy expenditure just because it's on you right there. However, you have to be like using it. So I have a standing desk, which is perfect now because I can stand most of the day. And so it can be on me there. But the other reason behind wearing the weighted vest is also related to gravastat, it's kind of called. And this is whereby just having this load on you, it kind of gives signals to the body that you are that weight. So the reason to have different 5 kilo and a 10 kilo is essentially I can replace the weight that I've lost. So that the end of prep, I'll be a similar, my body hopefully will think I'm a similar weight to the start of prep. Obviously I can't incrementally do it, so at times I'm going to potentially be a bit heavier than I am actually. So if I start wearing this at the start of prep, I'm going to be 5 kilos heavier than I actually am. But as I lose, I'll be closer to my true starting body weight. And then I'll get to a point where I can increase it to 10 kilos, where again, I'll probably be a little bit above my starting body weight. And then eventually I'll probably match it towards the end of prep because I'm looking to lose about 10 kilos of body weight. So this strategy of using a 5 kilo vest and then dropping onto the 10 kilo vest is quite cool. And essentially, yeah, it signals the body, it's like, oh, you're still that heavy person, and so you should still feel a certain level of hunger, and you may even see better muscle retention. That's kind of the rationale behind it. So as you can see here, this has been my recent mass. So from like this year, January, come through, and actually my true weight right now, I'm closer to sitting to 196 pounds as I told you in the last vlog. I think I'll be around 195. I think my weight will drop off a little bit as I come down to maintenance for a couple of weeks, and I see some of that kind of food bloat and just massing bloat drop off, a bit less water retention, and also stress because I will have deloaded and then had an active recovery week for a whole week. So I'll lose that water retention from there. So I imagine I'll be 195 pounds or so, and then this has me losing at a rate of 1% per week for that first mesocycle. Deload, possibly the whole week at maintenance, so maintain 185 pounds. Then come through and start losing. I've already reduced the rate to 0.5% per week. So it might be that somewhere through here it's 0.75, and then I lose 0.75 a little bit, and then it's 0.5, and all the way through 0.5 at most through the end there. So as you can see with the weighted vest, the 5 kilo vest, if I add that immediately, I'll be about 204 pounds.
And then if I keep wearing that all the way through until like halfway through the prep, basically, it's almost halfway through, I will then add possibly the 10 kilo vest. So the whole time I'm weighing the same or more than what I weighed at the start of prep. And so the only complication is then, what am I doing here? What is my condition looking like? Do I need to drop under 175 pounds or so? If I'm 175 pounds for that first qualifier for the UKDFBA, and I haven't put the WMBF UK shows in here, which I also imagine I'll be doing because they haven't given us the show dates yet, but they will be on the podcast shortly, so look forward to that. But yeah, so I imagine hopefully maybe I'll be as lean as I need to be here, and I can start reversing into the finals here, possibly. We'll just have to see. So that's kind of how things are looking right now, and that's where kind of the weighted vest will come in to keep my body weight at a certain amount. And then I've already started planning out my nutrition, how that will be looking. So I haven't filled out my body weight for the last few days, but I'm in and around maintenance here. And then, actually, sorry, these are surplus days, yes. And the maintenance, I think, is around 3,500, assume I'm hitting a 10k amount of steps. So yeah, actually, I've already gone through here, which was continuing my surplus. This is now in and around maintenance. Again, this is my active recovery week, so this is all at maintenance, which I think will be around 3,500. I'm not entirely certain. It kind of depends on what my steps are going to be doing. If my steps are like, they potentially could be 15k plus because we are meant to be hiking, but the weather's really crap. If they're less than 10k, I'll just manage that a little bit, which is nice having my kind of the watch and stuff, my Fitbit, to be able to manage that a bit. I think most people, for about 1,000 steps, which is about 10 minutes of walking for a lot of people, it's going to depend on the person, their size, different variables, but I'd say between like 30 to 40 calories, maybe up to 50, but I think 50 is a bit on the high end per 1,000 steps. So say I was doing like, I don't know, 6,000 steps more, you can quite easily add the calories back in there. And I'm not going to worry about my fat and carb. I'm just wanting to hit 220 protein plus that period of time. And then here you go. This is where I come in. My steps are going to come up to a 14k average easily during the week. On the weekends, they may be a bit higher. I'm going to be wearing my 5 kilogram weighted vest, I think, 2,700 to 2,800 calories, which should be like a big deficit because my maintenance is probably about 1,000 calories higher than that with that step count. And with that vest, easily 1,000 calories above that. And then you obviously 60, 70 fat. I'll be around 300, 310 carb, 230 to 240 protein. And that's what I'll be aiming for. So I'm pretty excited about it all. And I'm excited to show you what that's all going to look like.
So I just realized, I think I said Gravistat, and it's actually Gravito, Gravitostat. So I guess that's how you would say it. And so that's exactly what the kind of the stimulation it's looking to do. And there is some research into this. It's not through humans, it is through rat studies. And so essentially the goal of the weighted apparel is, and to read this directly off my screen, weighted apparel may work by helping maintain NEAT, which I talked about previously, and total energy expenditure, reduce appetite, allow fat loss in a high state of energy flux, so you're burning a lot. So it works great for people who are on their feet, who maybe have like a labor style of job. I did this with my client Elias, who I'll ping up here, and you'll be able to see the results he achieved. And he was actually a laborer, so he was up and about all the time. He would wear this all day, and that's part of kind of the whole rationale. You can't just wear it part of your day. The whole rationale behind particularly the Gravitostat is to be wearing it a lot. Obviously you can wear weighted vests like just on your walks or what have you, and that will have some benefits in terms of energy expenditure, but you're not going to get the proposed mechanistic basis behind the Gravitostat. So that's why you want to, for me, it's very easy. Like, I work from home, I can wear whatever I like, I walk like easily over 10,000 steps. I can be wearing this almost permanently. I don't have a crazy social life, and particularly at the moment with everything that's going on. So I can wear this, and even under clothing, this can probably be worn, not too bad, especially when you're in contest prep and you're relatively cold. You can probably get away with it quite a lot. Obviously, it's more difficult when you're traveling or if you're in an office job, and that's not going to be as beneficial for those style of jobs where you're very sedentary. So if I was sitting all day, this wouldn't make as much sense. So it's a cool experiment because I actually wanted to try this before I tried it on any clients, where I might try it on some clients in the future, because I coach quite a lot of people who maybe are competitors but also do work from home and they're coaches themselves and have a similar lifestyle to me. So yeah, I'm very excited to kind of use this. And if, in my opinion, there's no getting over contest prep being hard. Contest prep is going to be hard no matter what. But as coaches, as an evidence-based practitioner, I see it as my role to make prep and make that extreme thing that we're doing as easy as possible. Because why make it harder than it needs to be? So if you can use little like hacks, like wearing this apparel, and there's no downside to it, right? If it's convenient, suits your lifestyle, what have you, it's just the money. Why not try it at least? So I'm excited to try it, and then maybe I'll apply it to more clients in future. I actually thought I'd better show you the 10 kilo vest, so you can see this looks almost identical to the other one. So again, you can just buckle it up here, buckle it up across here. And this one I was using, you may have seen it in some videos and vlogs already, because I was using this, because I purchased this for my first prep. It was only in hindsight that I realized that you don't want to start out with 10 kilos additional, because this is quite a lot of extra weight. People complain about kind of trap ache and stuff like that. I can report on that and tell you how it is. But this one just looks a bit bigger. It's a little bit more cumbersome. I can feel the weight a little bit more. But yeah, again, this hopefully is a more comfortable way of distributing the weight. And yeah, I'm excited to give it a go. So the first person I actually saw doing this, to give credit to, was Eric Lee Salazar. And he did this with James Krieger. And I'm just going to chuck in a little clip of him and kind of what he was thinking and what was his thinking behind it was.
Being a natural competitor, I'm using the term with natural competitor, not enhanced with any kind of supplements or hormones of testosterone. Being a natural competitor now for, I've been actually bodybuilding for about 11 years. I've been working out for, I want to say maybe a little over 15 years, but I'm serious about 15 years. So after a while, you start almost kind of capping off a little bit of your muscle potential. You try to maybe think outside the box.
So as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this vlog. Hopefully this one's been quite informative, despite maybe a little bit boring, because I haven't got a load of footage for you. It's deload week, not a lot is happening. I'm off next week in the Cotswolds, so hopefully I'll get some pretty cool footage like I did when I was in the Lake District hiking, and I'll take you through some of that, so you can look forward to a bit more of an exciting one next week. And I mean, prep starting, so every vlog here on is going to get way more exciting anyway. So as always, any questions, let me know. Any feedback, let me know. Do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll talk to you very soon. Cheers, guys.